Good morning. We are extremely pleased that you are here. It is good to come together for the purpose of co-creating. Do you agree? Yes. You're knowing what you're wanting? Are you enjoying the expansion of your personal desire? That's a good thing. Because if you are enjoying your own desire, that means that your beliefs are somewhere in the vicinity of them. If you want something that you see no way of it ever coming about, those desires don't feel so good, do they? That feeling of doubt or insecurity is unpleasant. And that's what happens when you have contradictory thought going on within you. I want this, but it can never be. Painful and untrue. Painful because it's untrue. Because you have the ability, because of who you are, and because of your power of focus, and because of the laws of the universe, you have the ability to focus anything that you desire into reality. You can't create for others, but you can create anything. You can be or do or have anything that you define as something that you want, as long as your own thought does not contradict it. And that's a really interesting thing, because sometimes you want things that you just don't believe. Sometimes you believe things that you don't want. But the most important factor is, what is your belief? Because your belief is your most practiced thought. When you think a thought and hold it as your point of focus for as little as 17 seconds, another thought like it joins it. Law of attraction brings that thought to you. And while the law of attraction is working in the background at what you might consider to be an unconscious level, as you focus upon things and focus upon them longer, eventually you think a thought often enough and long enough that it becomes a dominant thought within you, and that's what your beliefs are. And your beliefs equal your point of attraction, because what you're thinking is causing you to emit a vibrational signal that law of attraction is answering with things like it. And so it's easy to understand how beliefs get so rooted within you. Some of the beliefs that you hold are very beneficial to you, some not so much. But it's easy to understand how beliefs would become so rooted, because when you think something long enough that it's a pattern or a habit of thought, then things begin to actualize around it. They begin to demonstrate around it. So what you believe happens, and then you believe it more. As you listen to other people talking about what they believe, and you see them demonstrate it, then you believe it more. Esther argued with us in the early days of our interaction. She would say, Abraham, it's true. That's a true thing. So don't you think, I've been trained, she said, to be objective, to weigh the pros and the cons and the pluses and the minus, to be balanced in all things, to give my attention, to be objective. It's a true thing. So shouldn't I at least acknowledge this true thing? And we said, anything you acknowledge, anything that you focus on, you are practicing a vibration. You are practicing yourself into a pattern of belief. And that pattern of belief therefore equals your point of attraction, and therefore becomes what you are demonstrating or manifesting in your life experience. And therefore, if we were standing in your physical shoes, we said to Esther a lot, and we're saying it to you, we would focus upon those things that we want to manifest. We would focus upon those experiences that we want to replicate. Anything that you want plenty of in your life experience, give your attention to it. And the things that you do not want to perpetuate in your life experience, or even upon mass consciousness in general, withdraw your attention from unwanted things. But now here's a very interesting thing. There's no such thing as no in a universe that is based upon attraction. This is an inclusion-based universe, which means the things that you look at, that you want, that you say yes to, you include them in your vibration. They become part of your attraction. But those things that you don't want, that you shout no at, you also include in your vibration, because the universe is not differentiating between the word yes and no. It is only differentiating between your attention to it or your not attention to it. You see what we're getting at? So you can shout no all day long at things you do not want, and they come to you stronger and stronger and stronger because of your attention to them. Isn't that a good thing to know? So what do you do? What do you do if you don't want that thing? I don't want that thing. I'm not going to think about that thing that I don't want anymore. That thing over there. I'm not going to think about that anymore. I'm not going to think about that anymore. I'm not going to think about it. I'm not going to think about it. I'm thinking about it. I don't want to think about that thing. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about it. So what you have to do is think about something else. You think about other things. You just gradually, and it takes a little bit of time, it's gradual, shift your attention more and more to things wanted, and therefore not so much on things not wanted. But it's not an instant transformation. It's a general, gentle transformation. And it's helpful to understand what makes it easier and what makes it more difficult. So here are the laws of the universe simply explained, so that you can understand how it is that things are coming to you or to others because of your attention. So when you give your attention to something and you're thinking about it in very general terms, in that general attention to it, there is less momentum. The more you think about it, the faster the momentum. So when you've given your attention to something, your undivided attention to something, and you've given your attention longer and longer, law of attraction just fills in more and more details for you. And the more detailed a subject becomes, then the stronger your point of attraction is. The more general you are, the less. And so when we talk about law of attraction, we have to use the word or put the word momentum into the equation, because if you understand that law of attraction and momentum go together, then sorting this out will be a very easy thing for you. The best momentum story we have, Esther was amazed when she first saw the streets in San Francisco. Didn't seem possible that people would want to drive up or down them. They were. There they were. Imagine putting your car at the top of one of those hills, taking it out of gear, taking the parking brake off, and just for fun, just to see if the physics of this universe are still in place, you decide to just bump your car a little bit from behind just to see what might happen. Well, it starts to move, but you come to your senses right away because you've been around here long enough to know about gravity and inertia. So you step right out in front of your car and it bumps up against you, and the momentum stops. And it was easy to stop because it was very slight anyway. But you wouldn't want to be at the bottom of that hill stopping that momentum. So law of attraction is the same. The more time or attention that you've given to a subject, the more momentum it has. And you are not going to stop that momentum all at once. But it is important to know that while you sleep, the momentum of your thought does stop. While you are asleep, you are not encouraging the momentum. It gives you a sort of reprieve from unwanted momentum. And when you awaken, you have the ability to begin it in the direction of things wanted. That's just a little tip from the universe. That's just a little fact that may help you if there are thoughts that you would like to begin thinking in a new way. Don't do it at the end of the day after something has gone wrong that has your attention. In other words, when you're really upset about something, that's not the time to deal with it, because dealing with something that you're upset with only increases the momentum of it. It gives it more sticking power.